In reality, you win when you risk. In fact, risk is opportunity, and everybody avoids it. That's what you got to think about. How much opportunity are you avoiding? Okay, now go identify all the risky shit that you say, oh, that's risky. Hey, let me get away from this. And now go reevaluate that with a different perspective. Like maybe that risk was what you were looking for. Maybe that risk, that problem, that challenge, that obstacle is exactly what you need to grow your business or grow yourself or grow your relationship or whatever. Maybe those challenges that you just avoided or quickly buried were the answer, but you just passed them over. Why? Could have been wrong, very uncomfortable. We don't want to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? We want to be nice and comfortable. We seek comfort. Take some time to think, actually think, like my man Keith Cunningham says. Has anyone ever read the book, The Road Less Stupid? Anybody? Everybody can afford a couple bucks, right? Go to Amazon and get the audiobook or the actual book, The Road Less Stupid. And Keith Cunningham, you'll get to know who he is. In that book will tell you that he sets aside time to think, just time to think. Like, who does that anymore? I got to start doing that. Now, I think all day, every day, but I don't set aside time to think. But I'm going to start setting aside time to think. And then before that time comes, I'm going to figure out what to think about, right? And that's the key. That's like ChatGPT. It depends on what you feed it will determine the value of it. Like, you have to command it or prompt ChatGPT to get good results. So if you're having it do an exercise, the quality of your prompt will determine the quality of the answer. So you have to actually get very, very good at asking ChatGPT, or prompting as they call it, to get the quality of AI. Because if you ask it a stupid question, it could spit out a stupid answer, and you'll swear to God that's the truth because it's AI. And AI doesn't mean smart. In fact, it's almost the antithesis of smart. It's artificial intelligence. Actual intelligence is better. Try to develop your actual intelligence. Don't think you're just going to rely on artificial intelligence, but you definitely want to leverage it. If somebody says here, Brad, look, I got $10 million. Let's skip the time that it takes. Let me break down the length of this, and let's just cut to the chase and give me the essence of the bottom line, and let me just get the answer. The answer would be work, because that is what it is. And it's not comfortable, and it's not easy. It is simple. So if you ever hear me go, it's easy, I don't mean easy. I mean simple if you think about it. But a lot of people don't think. Right now, the rich and the poor are dividing more rapidly than ever. And the gap in the middle is not going to exist. You're not going to have no middle class. You're going to have rich and you're going to have poor. And you better not be on the poor side. People say, well, Brad, what do I do if I'm on the poor side? Fucking jump. Okay? Jump and start swimming this way. Okay? Because that gap's going to get bigger, and there's no better time to jump than right now. Now, if you don't know how to jump or where to jump or what to do, well, then you freaking join these calls and I'll tell you. And when I say jump, you say how high. Now, you start doing the jumping, and guess what? You're going to turn around one day and you're going to go, that son of a bitch. He made it sound like it was easy. No, I didn't, and I hope I don't, because I've never found easy yet. You just don't want to make the decision to be uncomfortable, so you don't. And it's real easy not to, isn't it? It's real easy not to do shit. That's why we don't do shit, by the way. Because it's easy. It's easier not to do shit than to do shit. But guess what? You can see a man's or a woman's life ahead of them by just inspecting the choices that they're making on a daily basis. Not the big dramatic choices, the little baby choices that happen every single day, like when the alarm goes off, or if you even set an alarm, or what you eat or don't eat, or what you do or don't do. Boom, 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 all day long. And then people are baffled why they can't get anywhere. They're baffled why they're still chubby. They're baffled why they're still broke. Think back when you've ever been wrong. I try to think back on all the times my intuition steered me wrong, and it never has steered me wrong. I've only not listened to it. It's never been wrong. I've always known. I always feel it. I always know. Now, sometimes I had no idea, which means my intuition didn't even help me. Well, those things happen. But there's been a bunch of times where I had a feeling, you dirty son of a bitch, and guess what? Oh, yeah, I was right. How many times? Who's done that here? Tell the truth. See, we've all done that because we all have intuition. Question is why aren't we using it? Why aren't we trusting it? Why aren't we believing it? Why do we not tap into that strength, that power, actually? Why don't we use it? That's the question. Because we don't want to be wrong. That's the answer. We don't want to look stupid. That's the answer. We want to be safe. That's the answer. We don't want to risk. That's the answer. When in reality, guys, that is exactly what gets you everything that you're supposedly searching for. What you claim you want. You ever heard Eminem? You only get one shot. Yeah, bullshit, dude. I've had 1,000,000 shots, and you're going to have 1,000,000 shots. Who cares if you lose? Who cares if you screw up? It's part of learning. It's part of life. It's a pleasure. It's an actual privilege. It means you're getting, hey, it means you're getting stronger. It means you're getting smarter. It means you're getting experience. Unless you're not, because it is possible to not learn the lesson. And if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to have something else happen. Because it's going to keep happening over and over until you learn what it is you need to learn. See what I'm saying? Like when we were young, how many ladies on the call, even though I only see 3, but hey, even in the recordings in the future, the ladies that are listening, how many times did you have to go out with a dick to realize, to avoid the dickheads, okay? And some of you might be thinking, you look like the dickheads I used to. Hey, listen, I might look like one of the dickheads, and I might have been one of the dickheads, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you, we had to go through the dickheads to say, hey, you look like a dickhead. Now, guess what? You've got the ability to avoid dickheads. You don't value that? Well, then you have to be thankful that you went out with some dickheads. So I mean, at the end of the day, why am I saying all this? So you guys get off the call and do a little self-assessment and think, am I avoiding opportunities? Because I bet you are. Am I avoiding doing the things I already know to do? Yeah, I am. Okay, so if you don't know everything I just said, go back, listen to the call again, download it, listen to the audio, driving to work tomorrow, start taking notes, think about everything I'm talking about, and then use it to assess your personal situation. And I'll bet you if you made a column, you'd end up going, damn, dude, I'm a guilty son of a bitch. And what I say is forgive yourself and then move on. Stop being a guilty son of a bitch. Stop ignoring your intuition. Stop doing the things you already know are not serving you. Hanging out with individuals that basically discourage you and distract you and frickin' blah, blah. You already know that. You need me to tell you that? You need me to tell you, hey, don't let people discourage you and plant negativity into your head because that'll grow into a problem. You need me to tell you that? No, you already know that. We've already told you that. Everyone's told you that. I'm sure you've read books before. How many books have you read? And if the answer is none, well then, dude, read some books. Again, read every single day. Why would we read every single day? We would read every single day to change our beliefs. Why? We must change our beliefs to change our behavior. We must change our behavior to change our results. Old Bradley's a genius. I want to change what I'm getting. Well, then I better change what I'm doing. If I want to change what I'm doing, well, then I got to change what I believe. Because the reason I do what I do is because I believe what I believe. So how do I change my beliefs? That's the right question. Well, you change your beliefs by getting new information. So you have to get the new information to change the belief changes the freaking actions, and the actions change the result. So how do we change our results? How do we change what we're getting? How do we change it? Simple. We get new information. And guess what? New information is all around us. Where do you think information resides? If you had to get some, like, where do tomatoes grow? Like, how do we get more apples? Okay, we go to the store, get some apples. Where do we get information? Books. Okay, start with books. Start with freaking books. Remember those? So audio or a book, read every single day. Why? Get new information. You don't have to believe it just because you get it, but get it every day. You already know to work out. Okay, work out, eat right every day. Now guess what? You already know that. Do it. That's why you're not freaking doing it. That's the question. You already know to do it. You don't need Bradley to tell you. You don't need Andy Elliott to tell you. You don't need Aaron Williamson to tell you. You already know to do it. That's your intuition. The question is why aren't you doing it? That's what we have to figure out if you're not doing it. It's not that doing it works. Okay? You already know it does. Question is why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you improving yourself? Why aren't you feeling as if you're worth the investment? Because you don't see it as an investment. You see it as something uncomfortable and painful. That is the investment. That's the risk. That's the pain that everybody avoids. That's the freaking path. That's what you need. Okay? And what you want requires that you have to do you have to do what you need to do, not what you want to do. See how freaking twisted it is? I want to get what I want. Well, then you need to do this shit. I don't want to do that shit. Well, then you need to change what the fuck you want. Because in order to get that, you need to do that. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, let me get to a conference or figure out some other way of doing it, because man, that shit's uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. Hey, if you like that video and you want to see more, click here and don't forget to subscribe.